Hannah B. Johnson, and this is Hidden and Holy. In this corner of the digital world, we'll gather together for a few moments to share a reading, to sing a melody, really to find some encouragement for the day from a place of prayer and of praise. Thank you for being here. Let's get started. Still moist from the morning dew, the grass soaked her shirt and the bottoms of her feet as she lay under the poplar tree. Big, strong branches reached out wider than the shade the tree was providing. To her side was a friend who laughed and giggled with her as they talked about what it would be like to be women one day. They imagined long dresses with shoes that would make them inches taller than their mothers. They talked about husbands and babies. They wondered what work would occupy their time. They tried not to wonder if they would still be the best of friends. How far away those days were. It seemed it would take them 100 years to bridge the gap from 12 to 20 years old. They didn't know how swiftly the years would go, or how this treasured childhood friendship would help establish their goals for sisterhood in the future. Years later, she would think of this friend when reading the Bible verses on faithfulness, love, and honor. The beauty of this childhood friendship, held together with a childlike faith under a poplar tree, would help her be the friend others would need. It would help her stand up for the bullied girl in university. It would remind her she was valued when a woman dismissed her in the church lobby. It would warm her face with a smile as she looked on at her newborn daughter. Play yard daydreams would be realized, and though this particular friendship was more of a memory, those two girls under the poplar tree would each save a fond place for the years behind them in their hearts. What an impact a friend can make. She sat watching her daughter play with a new friend. Now, as a grown woman, she thought of how much etiquette and thoughtfulness is developed in the playtime of children. Her daughter's nervousness was clear as the girl shared a story with her new friend. She did not know what was being said, but saw the searching look for approval on her daughter's face. The new friend smiled and received the whispered words with acceptance, while relief washed over her daughter. A high five sealed the moment, and the two children were off to their next task of play. Lord, give them grace and love for one another. May they confide in one another and spur one another on towards goodness and grace. Give them deep, true friendship. Though this was a prayer for her daughter's new friendship, she had often prayed the same over her own. There was just no place for anything less than true friendship in the busy days of life. Behold how good and pleasant it is when brothers dwell in unity. It is like the precious oil on the head, running down the beard, on the beard of Aaron, running down on the collar of his robes. It is like the dew of Hermon, which falls on the mountains of Zion. For there the Lord has commanded the blessing, life forevermore. Psalm 133, 1-3. You've just listened to Moment 11 from my book Prayerful Pieces, Storied Moments of Tending the Heart. In this moment, you hear about friends and the importance of friendship. Not only that, but the blessing that comes from friendship and how it is really admonished by the Lord and encouraged, and that the fellowship and unity of God's people is a celebration of life forevermore. Take a moment today and write down some grateful thoughts and memories you have about friendships that have helped you stay the course through time. Thanks for listening.